My favourite ship in Elite Dangerous, and I think in the other games as well, has to be the Cobra Mark III. It's the most iconic one. It was the one I liked right from the start. You know, in the early days, it was ship one. I mean, the people who've looked at sort of course code from Elite, there's ship 1, 2, 3 and 4, which is right way back from the days, in fact, before I met Ian Bell even, which became the Cobra, Sidewinder, the Mamba, I don't remember what the other one was, the Python. You know, and those ships, although they didn't have some of the, obviously, the detail that we've got now, which is astonishing, you know, it's that ship that I think is most iconic to me.
So when we were going over the ship list and trying to define what the role of each ship in the game is, you know, what its character is, where it shows up, who flies it, we had to really think about, if this ship was a car, what would it be?
It's been really interesting to use car manufacturers as a stencil in some ways, but as influence for the cockpits. The fact that they have a range of vehicles from budget through to high-end vehicles is something that we've drawn from quite heavily. It's been really good to be able to telegraph what condition the ship is likely to be in, or you know what the surfaces are going to be like inside. Something like the Hauler shows that it's a ship that's very capable, but you're not getting a high-end finish. You're getting plastics and you're getting trims and you're getting all the stuff that, you know, really just about finishes the surfaces.
I'm sure players of the game can see things like the Hauler, for example. We definitely had a transit van in mind. The Eagle's very much a super bike, and the Cobra Mark III is almost like an armoured personnel carrier. But establishing that, you know, we were then able to sort of bake that character and that behaviour into almost every part of the ship as we set up the flight model and the cargoes and all the different systems it could have.
My favourite ship has got to be the Cobra. I think that's more for nostalgia's sake, but it is a good all-round ship as well.
My favourite ship, it's either the Adder.
For me, it's the Sidewinder. It's been my home for over a year, and I'm not ready to let go of it just yet.
Or the Cobra.
So my favourite ship in the game currently is the Viper, but there's one that we're working on right now, which I think is probably going to supersede that.
Or the Type 9.
For me, it's a battle between two. It's either the Viper for its speed, agility and teeth and armament, or the big Space Cow, I think as some people affectionately know it as, the Type 9. Beautiful, beautiful machines.
Or the Hauler.
In the current beta, I'm enjoying using the Type 6. That's a nice nippy cargo ship with a decent cargo capacity.
Or the Eagle.
The Viper's my favourite ship at the moment. It's quick, it's got loads of weapons, and it just kicks ass.
Or the Type 6.
For me, it's the Cobra. It's not the strongest, it's not the fastest, it's not the sexiest, but it's nostalgic and it's a good all-round ship. I like it.
And there's some others as well.
I love the Viper purely because of the sound design. It's Joe's design. It's absolutely wonderful sounding ship. Really throaty. Feels like the thing's driven by gasoline.
It changes all the time. I like quite a few of them. I think at the moment my favourite's the Cobra, just because it's got quite an iconic shape to it, but I also really like the Eagle.
So previously I would have said the Cobra Mark III, but since trying out the Viper, I now want someone to put traffic lights in the game just so that I can go and rev my engine at people in front of the traffic lights, so that's definitely the Viper.
In terms of the ones that I like to fly, I like the agile ships. So something like the Viper or the Sidewinder is brilliant because you're constantly swooping around everywhere, turning really quickly, and I just really enjoy doing that. In terms of what my favourite ship is, out of the ones that I've created, I think it would have to be the Anaconda.
So for me, my favourite ship would have to be the Viper. It's fast, it's deadly, it's sleek. The art team's made it look beautiful. The engine's just purr. It's absolutely devastating in combat for me. In fact, if anything, I'd say it's probably a bit too good at the moment. We might have to look into that.
I'm actually going to say probably the Sidewinder, because that was the first ship we made, and it's kind of like it's the ship that we just chuck everything at and see what sticks when we're testing stuff. So we're like, oh, we need to do this. Let's just do it on the Sidewinder. Oh, we need to try this. Let's do it on the Sidewinder. And it's just, and it keeps going. It's like the little car that could, and it's brilliant. I love it for that. And it's the only ship that I've made the whole thing for, even though everyone else has touched it and everyone else has played with it and developed it further and taken it on or whatever. But that was the first ship that I made with the cockpit and everything all done. That was my little baby, you know. So that's got a special place in my heart as a Sidewinder. So that's my favourite.